The Detroit Pistons, the Detroit Pistons, like the Detroit Pistons, have lost 26 games in a row, tying an NBA record. Tonight, they play the Brooklyn Nets, if you're watching this tonight, December 26th. And if they lose, they will set the record for 27 straight losses in the NBA, in today's NBA, which I find blasphemous. We're talking about a high-scoring, high-profile NBA, and you can't get a win in 26 games? I'm here to listen to what Stephen A. has to say about this topic. Without further ado, let's dive into this, because I got some shit to say.
No, there's a difficult subject to tackle right here.
No, it ain't difficult, Stephen A. Black and white.
It's the Detroit Pistons of the National Basketball Association. They are in the midst of a 24-game losing streak.
So mind you, this is a little old, so currently it's 26. I just like hearing what Stephen A. has to say. That's why I'm watching this video.
The losing to the Atlanta Hawks Monday night, 130 to 124. The NBA record is 28 games held by the Philadelphia 76ers.
The fuck do I know? My bad. It's 28 games, not 26. 28 is the record, and then 29 will be the broken record. My fault. My apologies.
They possibly could become the worst team in NBA history. Now, for those who don't believe me, I want to let you know I am not instigating this conversation. I am a fan of Pistons head coach Monty Williams, who's in the midst of a $78 million contract that he signed last season to become
26 is single season record. Wait, okay. NBA record's 28. 26 is a single season record. What the fuck does that mean? Like, am I tripping, y'all? Is that the Pistons 26 single? 26 in? Bro, I'm lost. Ain't that the same thing?
I'm the head coach for the Detroit Pistons. Let me just say this right now. His agent is looking pretty good. It's not his fault. He's a great coach as far as I'm concerned, a damn good coach at the very least, but this record is bad. It's very, very bad. And right now, when you look at the two highest paid NBA coaches, Greg Popovich and Monty Williams, and you see the recent 18-game losing streak the Spurs were on, Greg Popovich's got 5 years, $80 million. Monty Williams got 6 years, $78.5 million. But Greg Popovich has 5 NBA championships to show.
Fact. And I must say, Greg Popovich did give a good recommendation. Cordy Bros in Sacramento, they got the best sandwiches. I'll taste this straight natural. Oh, wrong button.
Show for it. Monty Williams has won the trip to the NBA Finals a couple of years back coaching the Phoenix Suns. A job, by the way, I don't believe he should have lost. But that is beside the point at this particular moment in time. This is historically bad. This is so bad, ladies and gentlemen. This is so bad that the Wall Street Journal had that as a headline. Are the Detroit Pistons the worst team in NBA history? That was the headline. Why would they ask such a question? Because over the last 49 games...
Oh, it makes sense. 28 in a row, I guess, going from the previous season, but in a single season, 26 is the record. So they tied for the single season record. Now, say if the NBA ended today and they started 3 months later and they lost 3 more games, that streak would still continue, I'm guessing. That makes sense now.
The Detroit Pistons, dating back to last season, over the last 49 games, they are 4-45. 4-45.
Damn.
They haven't won a game since late October. It's been more than a month and a half since they won a game. 7 weeks, damn near to be exact.
Damn.
I mean, I don't know what to say. Kate Cunningham is the #1 overall pick. James Wiseman is the #2 overall pick.
Now that you said that, Stephen A., I want to go ahead and bring something up. I want to actually go through the freaking Detroit Pistons roster, and you tell me if this is a two in 2017. Marvin Bagley, Bojan Bogdanovic, Alec Burks, Malcolm Collison, Kay Cunningham, Jalen Duran, Joe Harris, Killian Hayes, Jaden Ivey, Kevin Knox, Isaiah Livers, Monte Morris, Jared Roden, Marcus Cesar, Isaiah Stewart, Asor Thompson, James Wiseman, Stanley Umude. You look at this team right here. And you telling me this is a 2 in 2017? At the very worst, they should have 10 wins. At the very worst. I tweeted this out and I said, this, you can't tell me that the Detroit Pistons have a 2 and 27 roster. Someone said, well, they have a 2 and 27 roster because that's the record. The record sometimes does not tell the story. They are not a 2 and 27 team. You look at that roster right there. They have the pieces to win games. And I'll tweet this out. There was a video of resurfacing, I know it's old, of Tyreek Evans and John Wall going back and forth in the open gym. I said this. You tell me the Detroit Pistons don't have room for one of these guys on that roster. And I wasn't saying because they need to get playing time. I'm saying from a standpoint of being an OG. They need an OG guard. I guess the closest OG guard on this team is Joe Harris, Bojan Bogdanovic. I mean, we haven't seen him take no leading role. We're talking about at least John Wall, who we've seen lead teams to playoff runs, right? So why not bring somebody in like that, like an Isaiah Thomas, like a DeMarcus Cousins, someone that's an OG that's going to get these guys into shape. You got all this youth talking about we want to keep elevating and what's the word I'm looking for? We want to keep not promoting the youth. Oh my gosh, developing the youth. You want to keep developing the youth with no veteran presence outside of Joe Harris and Bojan Bogdanovic. I guess Alec Burks, but that's not the veteran presence I'm talking about. You need veterans that know how to win. And that was my point in saying John Wall, Isaiah Thomas, DeMarcus Cousins, people of that stature, you don't got a roster spot for them, even just to take an OG role if need be. Shit's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's go back to Stephen A.
You got some young bloods on this squad. I don't know what the hell is going on. But it's bad.
Very bad.
It's very, very bad.
Very bad.
And I'm going to bring back the Wall Street Journal. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wall Street Journal is about news and politics. Yeah, they have some sports articles here and there. But they're talking about the war in Ukraine. They're talking about immigration.
No, that's crazy. Oh
and
my
the crisis
gosh.
permeating through the streets of America because of crime and what have you. Not that all of it or most of it is associated with immigration, by the way. I'm just talking about the bunch of...
Nah, to have the Wall Street Journal be the focal point, like the Detroit Pistons is the focal point of the Wall Street Journal. That's actually wow. That's actually obliterating insanely. That didn't make sense. My final point is this, man. For the Detroit Pistons, watching the game tonight, I don't know how you do not have any fire under your ass to get this win. But on the contrary, any team that plays the Detroit Pistons isn't trying to be part of history. They're not trying to have their win streak end on them. So they even getting up for these games. They had the Nets tonight, following up their next game after that, the Boston Celtics. Approximately, that would be 28 straight losses. Detroit Pistons. It is up to you guys. You guys are NBA players. You have the scoring prowess. You have the defense needed. What I mean, are we just gonna blame the coach? At some point in time, the coach can't play. Y'all gotta figure this shit out as a team. Y'all not 2 and 27. I'm telling you right now. Figure it out. Sayonara. That's all I gotta say. You